Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep! Today we are covering one of the strongest characters ever introduced in the Naruto franchise. His name is Isshiki Otsutsuki.
Who?
I know. Claiming that it's not Naruto and Sasuke is absolutely blasphemy.
Unacceptable.
But things truly have changed in Boruto, where our boys can be bodied within a couple of punches.
This is #1 bullshit.
We all shared the grief of witnessing Naruto and Sasuke lose in such a one-sided manner recently with Boruto episode 204. I'm sorry, but let me just do a quick reminder. So we felt like it was a good time to finally explain just how strong Isshiki is, proving the fact that his achievements were beyond any other character. This is a collaboration with Naruto Explained. Ian will be explaining parts of the video for your enjoyment as well, and you guys know what it's like whenever we both collab.
You son of a bitch.
If we're going to understand Isshiki's true power, we have to first look at all the other Otsutsuki and establish Isshiki's clear superiority over them, which will ultimately explain why Isshiki wishes to become a god and the strongest Otsutsuki to ever exist. The Otsutsuki clan are a race of parasitic aliens who travel in pairs. Now, from galaxy to galaxy, they harvest each planet's power for themselves in order to further their species' evolution, as revealed by Amado in chapter 45 of the Boruto Manga. We know from Isshiki's dimension, where he keeps his pet 10 tails, that the monument in the background seemingly displays the highest ranking Otsutsuki the clan has to offer, other than the rank of god. Momoshiki and Kinshiki being one pair, another unidentifiable pair, and lastly Kaguya and her partner Isshiki. Amado explained to us that Isshiki was the highest ranked Otsutsuki that visited Earth, and he's also from the main branch. Isshiki is the boss of arguably the strongest foe Naruto and Sasuke have ever fought, which instantly puts it into perspective the sheer authority and power this guy possesses. Kaguya Otsutsuki was someone that wasn't even killed, but rather sealed away with the help of Hagoromo's power boost to Naruto and Sasuke. It was more like a 4-on-1 battle, since Kakashi, Obito and Sakura were there too. Isshiki arrived on Earth to harvest the planet of its life force by planting a divine tree to suck the chakra from all living things to then produce a chakra fruit. However, as we know, Kaguya Otsutsuki betrayed the clan and backstabbed Isshiki to leave him to die alone. Knowing how strong Kaguya is, she didn't actually defeat him one-on-one, because that would be impossible even for her. In fact, Amado states that she backstabbed him whilst his guard was down. Isshiki did not expect any malice intent from his partner, and therefore only proves once again that even Kaguya feared him, as she knew she would lose one-on-one if Isshiki's guard wasn't down. We all can agree that Kaguya was pretty damn strong, but she actually became even more OP after taking the chakra fruit of Earth after betraying Isshiki Otsutsuki. On the other hand, Isshiki doesn't need to do that. Isshiki is already OP without even eating Earth's chakra fruit yet. The reason he is so adamant in making another fruit on Earth is because of the rich chakra and life force this planet possesses, where it would have increased his power even further to the point of reaching the pinnacle of God that he proclaimed. This puts everything into perfect perspective on how much power Isshiki possesses just based on who he is whilst arriving on Earth in the first place, as Momoshiki also ate Kinshiki to combine their powers, but still couldn't match his strength. I mean, it's actually ridiculous because we clearly saw Momoshiki eat multiple chakra fruits from other planets before even coming to Earth, which again lets us know why Earth's chakra fruit is so important, as it clearly gave Kaguya a even more significant boost than any other fruit we have seen. But Isshiki's dominance in the clan is way too high, so it doesn't even matter. Now, since we are talking about Naruto, I need to mention FanHome. FanHome is a new brand dedicated to developing unique collections and building up models. They have many amazing collections to choose from, including Naruto. These are TV Tokyo officially licensed figures from the series.
What do you mean by that?
Each figure has their own accessories and signature pose. They are hand painted, have a removable base, and are exclusive editions. You can collect a different character with each shipment, from Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, and more. Each figure comes with a fully illustrated magazine. But to top it all off, you guys are gonna get excited for this one. Fan Home has given everyone in the Anime Balls Deep community a special discount, an early bird plus promotion, which is actually not available for the general public. It's only for you guys. With this promotion, you guys will get exclusive gifts, a Naruto t-shirt, a cap, and a wallet. This is an amazing hookup for a limited amount of time with our promo code in the pinned comment and description. So go on the Fan Home website, click on the link, choose your collection, build up a model, and subscribe. Every month you will receive the exclusive products. In your first package, you will receive either 2 figures and 2 magazines, or 2 assembly stages with parts and 2 magazines. From the second package onwards, you will receive from 3 to 4 figures or assembly stages with their corresponding parts and magazines. Those of you who end up subscribing, tweet us some pictures of the figures you got and they will retweet it. If we take a look at chapter 689, Kaguya was going to use a truth-seeking orb to blow up an entire dimension, which requires a crazy amount of power. She also has enough power to create multiple interconnected dimensions, each with their own respective solar systems, as shown in the OVA credits of the day Naruto became the Hokage when Sasuke is traveling. However, Kaguya, despite having instant killing jutsu like the Bone Ash Jutsu, she still needed to catch Isshiki off guard and still ends up failing at her task since Isshiki's durability is insane. He survived! As seen in Boruto Manga chapter 46, Isshiki survived Kaguya's betrayal and instead lived for thousands of years by shrinking himself with his Sukuna Hikuna Dojutsu ability. He infests a nearby monk known as Jigen, using his brain as a source of nutrients to keep his Otsutsuki body alive, before being able to reincarnate inside a suitable host due to the sheer amount of chakra he possesses. To put it into perspective, Isshiki had so much power and chakra that it actually stopped him from using the karma he implanted in Jigen to its full potential, as the reincarnated Otsutsuki body of Jigen would have not been able to sustain itself, thus killing Isshiki over time. He was not 100% power within Jigen, and still was able to destroy Naruto and Sasuke with this weak vessel. Now this brings us to Kaguya and the other Otsutsuki. Even after eating the chakra fruit, Kaguya still felt the need to build an army to protect her from Kinshiki, Momoshiki, and the one that should not be named, Urashiki. After giving birth to her sons Hagoromo and Hamura, she's still worried that they would kill her. When Kaguya thinks of these other Otsutsuki invaders, she imagines them in their base form, which is a direct implication that even after gaining the enormous power that transformed her body, she still feared them. It could be because they were a collective team as opposed to each individual Otsutsuki, but that still says a lot that Kaguya was afraid since she was significantly stronger than each as an individual. For example, Isshiki Otsutsuki would not fear Momoshiki or Kinshiki's arrival on Earth, as he would know he has superiority over them and could kill them if he wanted 1v1 or even 2v1. So now I will pass the video on to Ian from Naruto Explain regarding the Otsutsuki clan. But also at this point of the video, I do want to mention to you that we are doing more future collaborations, but we need your support. Make sure to smash the like button on this video and also hit the notification bell on the channel so you are aware when we upload the next collab. We are going to talk about every sign why Sarada will be the next Hokage after Naruto. We also have merch for sale with 15% off Naruto Journey and Sasuke Journey merch, even Shout out to everyone on screen right now for helping us out as always. But yeah guys, please support us, and Ian, take it.
Alright, thanks a lot of deals. So getting straight with the get-go, Sasuke himself in Naruto spin-off manga written by Masashi Kishimoto, Naruto Gaiden, says that there's a threat beyond Kaguya, which we know to be Momoshiki and Kinshiki. Given Sasuke and Naruto have become stronger since Naruto Volume 72, this makes what Sasuke says hold a lot more weight because he's clearly worried at this point. Now, even if we say that Kaguya was stronger than these other Otsutsuki when comparing them base to base, there are arguments that can be had that Kaguya Kaguya and Fused Momoshiki are relative, even though Fused Momoshiki is referred to as being beyond Kaguya. This is because Kaguya post-Earth chakra fruit might have still surpassed this fusion of Momoshiki, as she didn't exhibit her full power in the fight, along with the fact that she was never truly killed. As we mentioned earlier, the massive boost in chakra that the Earth chakra fruit gives is beyond any comprehension. Even Momoshiki himself was surprised by the vast amounts of Nine-Tails chakra and that it was only part of the original chakra fruit's power. It took him half a day to extract half of the Nine-Tails chakra from Naruto, but either way, the narrative shows us that Fused Momoshiki was able to take on stronger versions of Naruto and Sasuke than the versions we saw in Naruto Volume 72. This fusion of Momoshiki was taking out the same four Kage who were holding their own against Kinshiki, but the fusion took them out in single blows. Now, depending on the continuity that you choose, Fused Momoshiki is either equal to Naruto and Sasuke or he's below their fatigued versions. In the Boruto movie novelization, Fused Momoshiki looks at the collective of fatigued Sasuke and chakra drained Naruto, both of them using the rinnegan and the Biju cloak respectively, and he says that they are his equals, which absolutely infuriated Momoshiki since they were the prey that he hoped to destroy. Otsutsuki view human beings as nourishment to help their species grow and evolve. They don't view them as equals. Do you view a burger as your equal? Absolutely not. Making the statement of Naruto and Sasuke being his equals something very huge for him to acknowledge. If Fused Momoshiki is admitting that Naruto and Sasuke are combined as his equals, do you see the difference in the attitude that Isshiki has when he faces them? He literally tells them that they are wasting chakra instead due to how futile it is for them to even try to win. Isshiki is truly the most frightening being that we've ever seen so far. When we see him in an imperfect vessel in Jigen, he's already way stronger than Naruto and Sasuke at their full power. In Jigen's base form, Isshiki was able to blitz Naruto before Naruto could even react despite having the chakra mode. When Jigen faced Naruto and Sasuke, they felt confident that if they used their full power, they'd be able to win. However, the fact that Naruto and Sasuke couldn't immediately crush Jigen, despite saying they were fighting at full power, is your sign Jigen is not your average foe. When Jigen transforms into his Otsutsuki mode, we see Naruto and Sasuke get threatened enough that they're using their full Kurama avatar in Perfect Susanoo. In the face of all of this, Jigen punches Naruto at the avatar in one instant. He dodges these sword attacks from the Perfect Susanoo and even mocks the so-called ultimate defense before he destroys it in one kick. Naruto didn't use Bull Release to boost his power, but it would have been pointless. Naruto himself knows the multiplier for Bull Release, and Jigen was so strong that the bump in power wouldn't have mattered, otherwise Naruto would have tried it. He didn't use the Lava Style Rasen Shuriken like he did against Delta, and that also wouldn't have mattered. Jigen absorbed Sasuke's Amaterasu at point blank range, so straight away we can see that most of their deadly jutsu aren't even worth trying, as it would only be a waste of their chakra, which is what Jigen says to them. Kurama knows Naruto's full capability, and he tells Naruto to stop pissing Jigen off because he would have gotten killed. Kurama had seen enough of Jigen's power to know that there was a different league of power.
So if we look back at chapter 37 or Boruto episode 204, Isshiki Otsutsuki had prepared two vessels at the time and was planning to use Kawaki as his primary backup that he would resurrect himself into, since he would have been able to withhold 100% of his power. This plan failed due to Kashin Koji forcing him to bring his true powers out in chapter 47 in a weakened Jigen vessel. But in chapter 37, we witness with complete ease Jigen absorbs every single jutsu they both throw at him due to the Karma Seal powers. In his Isshiki form, rather than absorbing, he shrinks any attack with his dojutsu, which makes things even faster and easier for him as it frees up his hands and only requires sight this time round. Naruto claims in chapter 37 that Jigen has incredible strength that is hurting him. At the same time, he was constantly manifesting rods in their bodies that was zapping chakra away from them. The anime showcased that Naruto used full power Sage of Six Paths clones that Jigen disposed of within seconds using his rods. They couldn't even act before being destroyed. These are the same clones that would have destroyed 95% of the enemies we witnessed in the 4th Shinobi War. Jigen at 100% power was so fast that he duped Naruto and Sasuke into jumping in the the air but already appeared behind them before they even realized. Both of them using taijutsu at the same time against him was also proven useless, as he could block all their attacks and uses Ant-Man power that allows him to shrink to an atomic level. Once this power is active, whilst being small, he is able to absorb anything he wants, such as Naruto's Rasengan and his sensory abilities being useless as you won't be able to detect where he is. Only Sasuke was able to see him with the Sharingan. Sukuna Hikona is a dojutsu of Isshiki Otsutsuki. It allows him to instantaneously shrink himself or any non-living matter within his gaze and return it to its original size at will. Because the change in size happens too fast for the human eye to see, it is often mistaken for teleportation. Daikoko 10 can be used to store these objects within a dimension where time doesn't flow, allowing them to maintain their condition. Isshiki also uses it to dodge enemy attacks and free himself from restraints. So when Naruto and Sasuke try a similar plan they did against Momoshiki, it doesn't work because Isshiki can also manifest rods from his dimension whenever he likes, defending himself. In their first bout, after he stops playing around, he instantly destroys them both with only a few blows, and the rods impale them, and that's when the first fight ends with Naruto being sealed away. So with all of this, we all have an idea of how broken Isshiki must be if he was only using an imperfect vessel that cannot hold his true power to defeat Naruto and Sasuke. In chapter 50 onwards, in their second bout, Isshiki in his complete reincarnated form, although still an imperfect body, was still able to snatch away Boruto right in front of them and do whatever he wanted. He destroyed Sasuke multiple times and was literally going to kill him if it wasn't for Boruto trying to sacrifice his life. He dodged any jutsu and taijutsu that they were doing. In fact, unlike last time, Sasuke and Naruto didn't land a single blow on Isshiki Otsutsuki once he resurrected. The entire fight was them being beaten down to a pulp, and this only highlights how much stronger he got and how wide the gap in power became. Isshiki Otsutsuki was practically untouchable once he resurrected.
Now, I know you're probably gonna be angry or hurt right now with the fact that Isshiki made Naruto and Sasuke look like punching bags, and we don't blame you. Naruto and Sasuke started the manga off as 12-year-old Genin, and by the age of 17, they're using jutsu that created shockwaves, powerful enough that it nearly knocked Kakashi off his feet, despite Kakashi being an entire marathon away from them. By the way, this was after Hagoromo took back the chakra stored into the Sun and Moon seals in Naruto chapter 690. This is the reason why Naruto retains a small part of the Six Paths transformation, but not all of it, evident in the Naruto versus Sasuke fight. However, even still, in the 16 years since then, the narrative tells us that Naruto and Sasuke have gotten stronger, which by extension should make you respect Isshiki. In order to understand this, we have to look at Naruto's manga and in the light novel set after the manga ended. Being blunt, Naruto grew a lot after the Ninja War, which is insane because War Arc Naruto showed chakra control on a level that Kurama stated long since surpassed his parents. Naruto has only grown since then, and the foreshadowing has always been there. Naruto chapter 299, Yamato told Naruto that his true power wasn't in the Nine Tails. This was the Tenchi Bridge arc Naruto, who is vastly weaker than Hokage Naruto. Now more than ever, fans need to remember Naruto has power outside of Kurama. Several of the light novels have dialogue that states that Naruto continued to train. In the Kakashi Hiden novel, Lightning in the Frozen Sky, we see it clearly when Naruto showed the ability to use one-handed hand signs. Now, as a reminder, the Naruto manga makes it clear this is something that only the most elite of the most elite ninja can actually do. Not even Kakashi for most of the manga could do this, and Kakashi is feared across several nations. On top of that, Naruto's hand seal speed was so fast that in the light novel, Naruto's movements couldn't be tracked. Naruto's battle with Tsunade also shows more of his training. As a reminder, even the weakest of the Otsutsuki can conquer planets, and yet we see Naruto bullying an Otsutsuki with ease. Tsunade used the reincarnation explosion jutsu, which literally focuses all of the chakra of the Tenseigan chakra mode into an energy blast. As you recall, Tsunade believed that the Tenseigan was strong enough to destroy the earth, and we we witnessed Naruto take a hit of the condensed power of a premature Tenseigan chakra mode, so let's not downplay this attack. Despite having chakra near absolute zero, which is a reminder, absolute zero is death in the Naruto world, Naruto tanked the attack that left a crater larger than a hidden village, and the explosion caused chunks of the moon to break off afterwards. Despite being in Uzumaki and having increased durability and chakra levels, Naruto still needed 2 whole days to recover from this attack. In the Shikamaru Shinden novel Morning Clouds, it states that Naruto might have stopped training when he became the Hokage, but he still retains a small part of the 6-pass power given by Hagoromo. Post 6-pass chakra, Sasuke put all 9 beads on their genjutsu in an instant, and Kurama later stated that his prowess with the rinnegan almost matched Hagoromo the Sage's 6-pass. Post Final Valley, Sasuke increased his visual powers in the years afterwards. In the Sasuke Sunrise novel, he used visual jutsu to read memories and send messages. In the time travel arc, he erased memories that remained erased 19 years later, evident when Naruto couldn't recall meeting Boruto. His physical power increased as well, even after entering Kaguya's dimension, which he says in Naruto Gaiden chapter 8 requires a lot of chakra. He still fought Kinshiki to a standstill, a being that Sasuke stated was beyond Kaguya, which means that we've moved well beyond Jinchuriki Madara power levels, because Kaguya possessed more raw power than Jinchuriki Madara and 6-pass chakra mode Naruto. Sasuke with the 6-pass chakra could forcibly force Kaguya to swap against her will in Naruto chapter 681, but when he fought against Naruto, he couldn't do so. He lost too much chakra after Hagoromo took back the seals. That's why he couldn't swap Naruto against his will to hit him with a Chidori, and had to settle for swapping places behind Naruto. However, the light novels repeatedly state that Naruto only has a small part of the power Hagoromo gave him, which is separate from the seal. The same is true with Sasuke's rinnegan. That's why they trained afterwards to regain the power that they had lost. Momoshiki and Kinshiki were sold to us as being beyond Kaguya. Fused Momoshiki went beyond her, yet Naruto and Sasuke's power increased after volume 72, and we saw it when they took down Momoshiki with less than their full power. To normal ninja, Naruto and Sasuke are god tier. To Otsutsuki and Isshiki's tier, they're basically Konohamaru tier. He's unlike anything they've ever faced before. More raw power than Kaguya and better at taijutsu than Naruto, who at 50% power, best at fused Momoshiki and taijutsu. That's why this next part's so important. There's a reason why Naruto needed Baryon Mode, despite the many years of training that he and Sasuke had up until the point Naruto became Hokage. Ishiki is just that strong. And this is where Naruto's new Baryon Mode comes in. The only reason Kurama gave it to him as an option was because he realized there was no other way for them to win. Comparing Naruto's fight with Ishiki a few chapters before he activated this new mode, it's clear as day this isn't some ordinary power-up. In many ways, it resembles Might Guy's 8 Gates of Death. As before, Naruto wasn't able to land one good hit on Ishiki, but now he can. Likewise, he's able to catch up with and follow every movement Ishiki made. This power-up even surprised the likes of Sasuke, as Naruto, even without using a broken dojutsu, surpassed Sasuke's ocular speed with the Sharingan. As Sasuke mentioned, his Sharingan was needed to keep up with Ishiki, so we can actually use this as scaling. When it comes to Naruto's strength, it's obvious that Ishiki is taking an enormous amount of damage than he was before. However, the overall damage of this new technique doesn't rely on the power up and strength, but rather in the way that Baryon Mode works itself. Naruto landed a total of only 5 to 6 big blows on him, which almost killed Ishiki. In Naruto's new form, the fusion is between Naruto and Kurama's chakra, and as they fuse into something new, a huge amount of energy is being released. You guys don't really have to understand this whole process. Even Kurama says the theory doesn't matter, and explains that their 2 chakras are serving as kernels to create a new type of energy, something that's different from chakra. This is because the Baryon Mode reaction that's taking place isn't on the surface level like any simple jutsu. It's not transforming chakra into another form of energy like we see with other various techniques. Rather, it's literally eating the chakra up, and for a long time now, chakra has become intertwined with life energy. Every individual produces chakra to some degree, where even if Otsutsuki do not have the connection to produce chakra by molding their base energies, they still have those base energies, which Naruto can zap out of them using this Baryon Mode. But the benefit of this is that it shaves off their opponent's chakra life force when they come into contact with them. Hence, in Ishiki's case, he thought everything was fine, but in actuality, he was suffering. Ishiki can tank more than any person, and even still, he kept up with Baryon Mode and managed to choke out Naruto.
Me and Ian do believe Hagoromo, the Sage's 6 Paths, would have stood a chance against Ishiki Otsutsuki. This is because Hagoromo is the person that created the nine-tailed beast and the concept of all jutsu in the first place. In his prime, he was originally the 10-tailed Jinchuriki, having the rinnegan and Sharingan to top it off. Hagoromo would be the perfect counter to Isshiki Otsutsuki, as he would be able to detect his smaller form just like Sasuke did and utilize the 10 tails power the same way as Naruto can, but just be more potent, since you know, every single beast was technically inside him and more. He is the creator of all jutsu, so he would know how to utilize anything that would be useful after adapting to Isshiki's strategies. Hagoromo in his prime would definitely be capable of beating Ishiki if they had a 1v1, just based upon the logic of what abilities they have at their disposal. Hagoromo would be able to use similar powers to Naruto's Baryon Mode and probably kill Ishiki in a few punches. However, we have to understand that Ishiki being able to withstand attacks from Naruto's most powerful form is a feat in itself. It's a testament of his durability, and he may be the strongest person in the series that we have seen so far. Naruto's Baryon Mode would kill any other character in an instant within one punch, but Ishiki tanked around 5 to 6. If anything, it's a testament to his power. Now, if we look back, Hagoromo, whilst fighting alongside his brother Hamura, he was able to fight peak Kaguya in a battle that reshaped the entire planet. For Hagoromo to fight a prolonged period of time without being killed must mean that he and Hamura had been, to some degree, as a collective, been matching her attacks enough of a level to not be wiped out, because Kaguya has a bunch of instant killing jutsu and truth seeking orbs that can wipe out entire universes. That's already putting Hagoromo in a top tier class. Well, after that battle ended, Hagoromo became the 10 tails Jinchuriki, which means he got massively more powerful as a result. We witnessed Jigen take chakra from the 10 tails, which was enough to defeat Naruto and Sasuke. So imagine actually having all of that inside you at all times.
Yeah, boy.
The point is that Madara Uchiha, when he became the 10 tails Jinchuriki, he had more of the full power, getting a large portion of the 8 tails and getting the entire half of the 9 tails Naruto possess. Madara, as strong as he was as Jinchuriki, was still several tiers below Kaguya Otsutsuki, which is directly stated by Naruto and Sasuke in the manga in chapter 679. The reason why this is important is that Hagoromo without the 10 tails was able to fight Kaguya, who was stronger than Jinchuriki Madara. When Hagoromo became the 10 tails Jinchuriki, it wasn't with only half of the 9 tails chakra, it was all of the tailed beasts. So obviously this puts him at a different level. We know from the Kakashi and Sasuke Retsuden novels that a terminally ill Hagoromo who couldn't safely mold chakra still possessed enough raw power to break a meteor in half. Naruto, while suffering with the same disease as Hagoromo, was suffering from heart attack like symptoms in the Naruto Retsuden novel when he tried to mold chakra to spar with Boruto. What gave Naruto a heart attack to do simple stuff like sparring, Hagoromo was able to break a meteor apart, which is a clear difference in strength, especially when you consider Hagoromo was much closer to death than Naruto was at the same point of time in their chakra illness. None of that changes the fact that Ishiki is by far the strongest Otsutsuki that we've actually seen, since technically speaking, we never saw what 10 tails Jinchuriki Hagoromo could do. But in conclusion, hopefully you can understand now why Ishiki is truly the strongest Otsutsuki member we have seen thus far. Maybe the strongest character we have ever seen, because even with an imperfect vessel Jigen, Ishiki Otsutsuki resurrecting in that body was still able to overpower Naruto and Sasuke with ease where they couldn't even land a single blow. Imagine if he had Kawaki, a perfect vessel that could hold 100% of his power. Even Baryon Mode wouldn't have been a problem. Anyway guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure to hit the like button for our videos. We are doing more collabs in the future, so make sure to hit the notification bell, and we see you guys next time.